We are now joined by the owner of Hendrick Motorsports, Rick Hendrick, whose cars finished 1, 2, 3, and 4 today. We are going to open it straight up to questions for Mr. Hendrick. Please raise your hand in the reactions tab if you have one, and we will open it up with Bob Pockrass.
Yeah, Rick, I'm curious, was this something that you was this on a bucket list for you at all to see your cars go 1, 2, 3, 4 in a race?
Every time you enter a race, you'd like to see them run 1, 2, 3, 4. But the feeling is unbelievable. It was probably the longest last 100 laps that I've ever seen in a race, just because I kind of wanted to see it so bad. We're so close, and to be able to pull that off, that's kind of one of those things in racing that you would say was on your bucket list. So I'm extremely happy and proud of all the guys, and it was a great day for the organization.
Thank you.
Next up will be Mark Garrow.
Thank you. Congratulations, Rick. That was pretty awesome. One away now from Richard Petty, Petty Enterprises. We just heard from Kyle Larson that he said that you talk about this all the time with them or remind them how close you are. Just how big of a deal would it be for you to catch now and Ty, who just went away?
Well, Richard is a good friend, and he's the king of the sport. And but anytime there's a record out there and you have an opportunity to break it or tie it, I think back a few years back, and I thought it would be impossible if you told me in 1984 that you're going to be here for this long, or that you had an opportunity to win all these races and championships. I kind of pinched myself because it's just really hard to do, and the sport's so competitive right now. But I think I know our guys are working together better than they ever have in the shop with Chad and Jeff Andrews. And, we've got a lot of talented people, and good to see these young guys like William. It's just 11 races in the top 10. When you look at that, and now we have 4 wins this year. Chase has been so close, and we've got some great tracks for him coming up. So I'm real proud of the folks, and I just love to see guys like Cliff or Greg, become star crew chiefs. So it's all been really good for us, and good to have Rudy. I mean, Rudy and when you put Rudy and William together, it was like magic. And so, we just have to keep digging, because everybody behind us is, they're going to be there every week. And, I'm glad we got it done one time. I don't know if we'll ever do it again, but because I've seen Joe do it. I've seen Penske do it. I've seen Stuart Haas maybe not win all 4 cars, all 3 cars, but, see them dominate a race. So, we just got to get ready and go do it again and show up and have our game face on and do the best we can.
Rick, as a follow-up to that, when did you start to think that perhaps I can catch Petty? Did you get to 150 or 200 and think, well, maybe, at what point did that become a goal?
Yeah, one time I thought, well, I'm not going to live long enough to do this. It was around 250. And then last year we clicked them off. And then this year, everybody, actually, I really tried not to think about it until this year. And this year, when everybody started talking about it, then I thought, man, this is in reach. And so I'm real proud of the organization. And but I'll say this about Richard. Nobody in this sport has ever given as much as he has. And to see him on pit road and to see him signing every autograph, I've got one of his autographs from when I couldn't get in the garage area through the fence at Martinsville. So I know what that feels like. But, he's just a tremendous ambassador for the sport. And somebody will break my record. If I get the record, somebody will break it by me.
Thank you, Rick.
Next, we're going to go to Jordan Bianchi.
Hi, Rick, I have 2 questions for you. The first question is, we've seen over the last few years, a Hendrick team, mostly the 9 team, kind of, be dominant and win races. But now you've got sustained success across the organization with all 4 cars. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that, we've had superstars that win. We've won 17 races before in a year, and one car was just dominant, maybe too dominant, and the others were just kind of, just so. But the way we've kind of started like 4 or 5 years ago, just putting all the engineers in one place, putting all the crew chiefs in one place, taking our best folks like Ron Malik, and they're in charge of this part of the vehicle, and Chad's there in the shop, and you got Jeff Andrews, and when I look at the way they're working together and respect that the drivers have for each other, they want to beat each other. I mean, that's what we pay them to do. But I don't think we've ever. Well, I know we don't. We've never had the focus on 4. Maybe we wanted to, maybe we tried to, but when they all are in there together, and you could give one of the other guys this car and it would know the difference. So swap cars, but it's just it's rewarding to see, and to see Marshall and Jeff Andrews, Chad, the crew chiefs, all of the folks working, and Chevrolet. GM has been a big supporter, and Richard Childress and I now have aligned to do things together, and boy, that's going to make a big difference. Has made a difference. So he's a good friend. I respect him a ton. So there's a lot of things that have come together, and but I think I loving having these young guys that are all so young, having Kyle in the mix. He just drives the wheels off of it. And I think they all make each other better. And so to see William blossom like he has, and Alex, a guy that didn't have a chance, now have 2 wins this year and finished 6th in the points last year, I think the future is really bright for us. And you just have, there's nothing that beats teamwork, and you're stronger together. That's been my philosophy on the automobile side and in the racing side. And I was told early on that I never win a championship having multiple cars. So it's worked. But it's all about people. I don't care what kind of business you're in. If you're in, it doesn't make any difference. It's people that make the difference.
The second question I have is about Alex Bowman's future with your team. His contract is up at the end of the year. I'm wondering if you can give an update on where things are at, and if an extension is close to being done.
Yeah, we've already started. It should be done anytime. We want Alex there. He wants to be there, and it's just a kind of disappointing formality.
Is it a multi-year deal, unlike last year? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Jim Utter.
Hey, Rick, congratulations.
Hey, Jim.
Couple questions for you. First, you were talking about Alex. It's one thing to get the opportunity to join Hendrick Motorsports in general, but this year with him taking over the 48 and stepping into that ride that had made so much history, and then planning the car in Victory Lane at Dover, can you just talk a little bit about how Alex has embraced this opportunity?
Well, first of all, Ally, the sponsor, we're great partners in the car business and in racing. And they, when you replaced Jimmy Johnson, they were more than willing and wanted to let Alex have a chance. And I told Alex, I said, you can't, you got to be your own guy. You can't be Jimmy Johnson light. You just got to be Alex Bowman and just do your deal. We are going to be there with you, and you're going to do great. And Greg Ives is a great crew chief, and I just didn't want Alex to have too much pressure on him getting in that situation, because there's some big shoes to fill. No different than going behind Dale or Jeff Gordon with all the championships that he has. But I think Alex has embraced it really well. He and Greg Ives are very good together, and Ally does a ton of promoting, and they really like him. So it's all good.
And my second question, Chase has run up front most of the season, but is yet to get into Victory Lane. Is there anything that stands out to you with him, or is it mostly, you think, circumstances?
It's just circumstances. I mean, He had a 5-second lead at Daytona, the road course.
Quiet in here, Mr. Ray.
Okay. Where was I? So, yeah, at Daytona on the road course, he had a 5-second lead, and we elected to pit and couldn't get back to the front. And so he's been in position to have a good day and win races, but it just hadn't worked out. He had a great run at I think it was Kansas. He was the guy with the new tires on the outside, got blocked there at the end, and those things are going to happen. But he's too good. That team's too good. He'll be there. He's going to win some races, and he'll be there for the championship again.
Thank you very much.
Next, we'll go to Dustin Long.
Yeah, Rick, you mentioned, some of the challenges in kind of building up. Certainly a few years ago, there were some challenges with the organization, with the car, not able to win. Can you kind of talk about, I guess, this journey to going from some relevance to dominance that this organization has gone back to its kind of former self?
Yeah. Well, I think we had to do some work on the car. I think we submitted a car that was probably a little too vanilla and too many character lines and too much like a stock car when everybody else, Ford and Toyota, went more aggressive, and then we had to pay for it. Then when the 1LE came out and all the teams worked together, it was Ganassi, Childress, and us, and GM. GM put a lot of effort into the car, and we're seeing the results. And I feel like we're even or as good as or better than a lot of the guys out there. So, when you've been on top of the mountain and you stand there and watch somebody else win 15 races or whatever, and you struggle, it just makes you work harder. And I think our group of people have so much pride in what has been accomplished, but now they're super excited because they see the youth in our camp. Nobody's going to retire anytime soon. So we've been through, I've seen too many drivers retire, so I've been through it with Dale and Jeff and Jimmy and others. But I think we are set for a really good run here for the next years, multiple years. So I like where we are. This doesn't mean a lot. I mean, this means we did it one time out of 40 years, I guess. But we just got to stay sharp and not think that we're ahead of anybody, but we've just got a race to be there. And so I think we've got great momentum right now, and I can't believe Williams got 11 top 10s and run up front a lot. So lead, and he's won two races. So last year and this year, but I think we're ahead of schedule with Alex, with William. Chase showed what he could do last year. Having Kyle in the mix, his talent just makes everybody better.
And Rick, and I'm not trying to push you off to the side, but how much patience do you have as a car owner? How has your patience changed? As certainly you could be closer at any point to just retiring on a boat and enjoying your free time then, as opposed to being at the track as much. How much is patience? Is there less patience on your behalf because of, in theory, maybe fewer opportunities to win races and championships?
Well, I do like to fish and I do like the boat. And when I go to the doctor anywhere, they ask me, am I retired? And I tell them I got two jobs. I work every day and the weekends, and I love it. I mean, that's what makes me get up in the morning. I'm competitive. I think the guys around me are very competitive, and we want to win, and we want to set records. And so, I can't. I'm not going to be every single week, 2 days a weekend if we get back to it at the track. But I'm there with the guys. I'll be there with them in the morning, and I balance it, but I love it. I mean, I've raced all my life. That's all I've done. The two things I love in my life, other than my family, is the car business and racing. And I've been fortunate to be able to make a living doing both of them. So I I don't see retiring anytime soon.
Thank you, Rick.
And we'll take one final question from Mr. Hendrick from Davey Siegel.
Hey, Mr. H. So going off that last question there, like you've seen a lot of Hall of Famers come through your stable, too many to name. What are your feelings with this specific group that you have assembled now when you have a day like this and you have the momentum that you do? And how does it compare to the days of past dominating and winning championships with Terry, Jeff, Jimmy, and those guys?
Well, you know, I kind of like it better in the old days when you'd have a bunch of points lead and you didn't have to, you know, go to a round of 4, a round of 8, and you know, have a little spread. And if you had a really good year, you know, kind of had a lock. It's hard to do it now. I mean, it's hard to, you could have a, you know, a flat tire or anything can just take you out of it after you've had a banner year. So, you know, I think these guys, William at 23, has got so much ahead of him. Chase at his age, and Alex and Kyle. So they're young guys. I mean, they've got a lot of runway ahead of them, and we should just get better. They will get better. We will get better. And I love the chemistry. So I think we're in good shape for a while.
Thank you.